be your master of ceremonies for tonight. Muchas gracias. Thank you. Quiero reconocer, I want to recognize some of the sponsors that helped out for tonight's event, and I already recognized them once, but we'll give another round of applause to Ms. Alma and Jo Gonzalez, proprietor. Gina Gonzalez is the lady in charge. Thank you. Some of them are not here, but we want to say thank you to Ron and Sheila Daniels, Mr. John Viltratis. We also want to say thank you to Mr. Carlos and De La Merino, Dr. Jesus Mayor, Cecil and Gloria Turner, Alan and Renee Kathman, and Aaron Luna. Let's give them a round of applause. They're here today. Thank y'all. Elma and John Trevino. We also have Jeremy Soto, Jose and Lilian Lozano. Lilian is here. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you. Attorney Israel Garcia. Let's give him a round of applause. Attorney Israel Garcia, thank you. Mario Monterrosa. We also have Ms. Teresa Cepeda. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you, Ms. Cepeda. Thank you. We also have Ivy and Hector Herrera. Let's give them a round of applause. Mr. and Ms. Herrera, Hector, thank y'all. Ivy, thank you very much. We have Leti and Carlos de la Garza. Muchas gracias. Thank y'all, Leti, Carlos. We also have Mary and Leonard Hurtado. Thank y'all very much. All the sponsors. Let's give them another round of applause. Thank y'all. I want to also recognize some of the family members that are here. I want to start off with my brother Calixto and Rosie Trevino y su familia. Muchas gracias. Thank y'all. We want to also recognize Gloria and Wayne, my sister Gloria Tudon and Wayne. Thank y'all. Thank you, Gloria and Wayne. My sister also, Nelly Santos. Thank you, Nelly. Also want to introduce, I still call him my brother-in-law, Fernando Lopez. Mr. and Mrs. Lopez. Fernando, let's give a round of applause. Thank you. Introduce someone very special to me. You know, my mother-in-law, Consuelo Contreras' mother-in-law. Un aplauso. Thank you. Want to also introduce Mark Rodriguez. A big round of applause for Mark. Thank you, Mark. Want to also recognize a friend of mine, Mr. Ben Reyes. Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you. I will be recognizing more people as I go along, because everybody asks Silvia, who is her campaign manager? And every volunteer, every supporter, each and every one of you is a campaign manager. So give yourself a big round of applause. Thank you. But I want to introduce a couple of also friends of mine and their judges. I want to introduce a young lady that I've known for a long time. You know, started with working for a particular judge in our neighborhood, moved her way up, became the first female Latina judge in Precinct 2, Jo Ann Delgado. Let's give her a big round of applause. Judge Delgado.
You know what we have to do, right? We have to get out. Early voting is right around the corner, because tonight we are honoring the candidate who is best qualified to take Precinct 6 to the next level. Let's have a round of applause for Silvia.
Thank you. And also the young man that she started working for not too long ago, none other than Judge Richard Vara. Let's give him a big round of applause. Judge Vara.
Thank you. Thank you. Constables, thank you both. It's been a pleasure. I've known the family for a long time. With your sister, I enjoy putting gum in her hair at Austin High School. I put it on my pencil, but your beautiful sister had such long hair. How did I know it was going to be everywhere all over my desk? But I want to thank you. You've always done a great job. You gave us great family, great supporters. And it is a sprint to election. You know, it was 60 days, and now we're down to the last run. Some people are voting right now. I've talked to some people yesterday. They've got their mail-in ballot, and they're already checking who they want to vote for. And then I know Victor's going to give his wife a Valentine. And about the next day, people are going to start walking in to vote. And then the election on March the 1st. So everybody's in here. We all got to go out and tell 10 other people, get out to vote early, mail early. The day of election, I always say vote early and often. Thank you very, very much. It's an honor to be here tonight. I do have an opponent of mine, but that's why I say vote early and often. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you. And yes, do remember that Judge Richard Vara is on the ballot. So let's give our vote to Judge Richard Vara. Oh, he's barely beginning. He's only been there 42 years. But let me tell you one thing about Judge Richard Vara. Every year he gets better. Every year his department does a great job. And to all his employees there, a couple of them are here. They're still here, Laura. If they're here, just give all his staff a big round of applause. Judge Richard Vara's staff. Thank you. And now for the moment that you've been waiting for, I also want to, I guess at this time, recognize, someone that's special to me. And I know many of y'all heard this story before. The fact that we met not too long ago when both of us were working at the same grocery store. She was a checker and I was a meat cutter. But instead of checking the groceries out, she was checking me out. Okay, all right. Okay, I get no more booze on that one. Now, it's really has been an enjoyable 44 years this year in June. El 24 de junio celebramos 44 años de estar casados. Ya guante de mujer. But this young lady has taught me a lot. I've learned a lot from her. And I'll let her say a few words about her, but I just gotta tell you that, all her experience that she's had, I've learned a lot to continue to improve. One thing that's important for us, to always understand there's always room for improvement. And Silvia has taught me that. But she's got some great ideas to take our precinct to the next level. So ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the next Constable, Silvia Trevino.
Gracias. Thank y'all very much. Can you hear me? Okay. Thank y'all very much. I can't tell you how honored I am, how humbled I am that all of you are here for me. I feel so special. And thank y'all very much. También quiero darle las gracias a Alma y Jo Gonzalez and their daughter Gina that's here today. Thank y'all very much for your hospitality. Siempre han estado con nosotros, siempre. Lo agradezco mucho. Alma and Jo and Victor went back to the days of HPD when Victor was HPD. So Alma and Jo have been dear friends of ours for a long, long time. And thank you all very much for allowing us this opportunity to have this event in this beautiful, wonderful place with such delicious food, right? I want to thank my mom, Consuelo Contreras, for being here. Thank you, Mommy. I appreciate it very, very much. Thank you. I just want you to know that, March 1st is right around the corner. And we are just really gearing up. We are in high speed right now. We've been block walking. We've been phone banking. We've been doing a lot of work. We've got some great people behind our campaign that are really excited about getting elected, and that's really great because I want everybody to be as excited as I am. This past couple of weekends, we've been block walking the 5th Ward. This weekend, we're going to block walk Denver Harbor. This past weekend, we also did a little bit of Pecan Park and Forest Hill. I got a funny story about Forest Hill. We were at 5th Ward block walking. Victor and I were block walking 5th Ward Sunday, and Lillian was block walking Forest Hill. So she calls us and says she's completely out of flyers. So Victor and I jumped in our cars and we go over there to Forest Hill, and we thought, well, we're already here. We might as well start block walking Forest Hill, Well, I don't know if you've ever seen that subdivision, but it's a beautiful subdivision. So on one side of the street, all the houses are leveled, down here the way most of our houses are. And on the other side of the street, they're like up in a hill. So Lillian says, you do that side and I'll do this side. So she gives me the side with the hill, and I'm like, oh, great. So I'm having to climb up that hill, and I'm so out of breath. And I'm knocking on the door, and I'm thinking, please don't answer. Please don't answer, because I can't even speak right now. I was so out of breath. So sure enough, the lady answers, and she starts asking me all these questions, and she's so excited about me running. And yes, put a sign in our yard. So it was really exciting, because then I got to come all the way back down the hill and roll all the way back up the hill to the next house. So yeah, I think I lost 5 pounds that one Sunday alone, But it's exciting, it's fun, and I am just truly humbled by all the support that we're getting. We've got yard signs everywhere. We have ordered, I think already, we've gone through almost 3,000 yard signs. We've probably gone through, a couple of hundred 4-foot by 8-foot signs, and maybe a couple of hundred 3-foot by 4-foot signs, but it's been awesome. And guess who's in charge of my sign committee? Yours truly, right there. Well, when I think I announced on September the 12th, and that was a very exciting time for us. But we had, Victor made some phone calls, and we had Capo Ceballos and Hector Herrera and Victor and Monterosa and Mr. De La Vega. They were all put in signs. So by September the 12th, we had 4-foot by 8-foot signs everywhere. So it was just awesome driving through the neighborhood and seeing my signs everywhere. I'm just so excited, and I'm really excited about being your next constable of Precinct 6. Thank you. We live in a wonderful neighborhood. I was born and raised right there in the near north side by Moody Park. And I love my neighborhood. I've been here all my life in Precinct 6. My mom still lives in Precinct 6, right there behind Papa Burger. My mother-in-law my 93-year young mother-in-law lives in Precinct 6, right there off of Lockwood and Grady, Lockwood and Canal. And I love my Precinct 6, and I would love to see Precinct 6 become the safest precinct in Harris County. And one of the most important things that I want to do is bring back those deputy reserves that have been laid off. Those deputy reserves are volunteers, and they volunteer hundreds of hours patrolling your streets of Precinct 6, and we need to bring them back. The present administration let them go. We got to bring them back, and that's one of the things that I want to do. Bring back our reserves so they can patrol Precinct 6. We had 30 motorcycle units. They were 30 sharp individual motorcycle units. I was always so proud of those motorcycle units. Those motorcycle units would lead the little leagues in their parades. They do funeral escorts. They work the school zones. Why would you want to get rid of 30 motorcycle units? I have no idea. But you know what? That's another thing I want to do. I want to bring back those motorcycle units. Definitely. events coming up. We've got a meet and greet coming up in Denver Harbor. Paul Fernandez and his parent, his family, I think they're here. Paul, where are you? If you know somebody in Denver Harbor area, we're going to be block walking Saturday morning, and we're going to meet at Paul Fernandez's house, and we're going to go from there. Yes, the sign-in sheets are right there on top of the bar. When you go get yourself a beer or margarita, you can sign up there. I've got another meet and greet in Country Club. Marina Guerra is hosting a meet and greet right there in Country Club area. So if you live in Country Club, or if you know somebody who lives in Country Club, get with Marina Guerra. Marina, where are you? Marina's back there. Oh, there she is. She's back there in the back. She's hosting a meet and greet for me in a couple of weeks, so I'm happy to be there also. Oh, yes. Thank you, son. And while I'm at it, I want to recognize my son, Vic Trevino III. He has helped me so much. Of course, all my family has helped me so much. I want to recognize my son, Thomas Trevino. Come on, son. Raise your hand. My beautiful daughter-in-law, Cristina. Where's Cristina? She's here. My daughter Carolyn could not be here this evening, but you know, she's with us in spirit. I talk to her every single day without miss, so she would be here if she could, but she can't be here this evening. Oh yes, I just want y'all to know that last week I went for an interview with the Latino Peace Officers Association. They didn't interview all the candidates. They interviewed only the candidates that they thought were the top contenders, and I was already honored that I had been chosen as one of those candidates. So I was excited about that. When I walked in there, I was very nervous. You know, they're all police officers. They were all male officers, but you know, I did the best that I could. I told them all the things that I wanted to do. I talked about my 29 years of law enforcement experience. I talked about my 21 years with the Houston Police Department. I talked about my 16 years on patrol. I talked about my 5 years as a public information officer, and my 7 years as a training officer, and my 5 years as an evaluator, and my 8.5 years as a lieutenant with Precinct 7. So, you know, and I'm proud of that too. I am proud of it. And I left there and I felt really good, and I said, well, God, it's in your hands now. I said, that's all I could do is talk about myself, who I am, and the rest is in your hands. I got a call that night, and they said, we endorsed you, Silvia. You were the best candidate. I was so honored. I was so honored, so humbled. I just want you to know. And another thing I wanted to tell you, my good friend Teresa Zepeda, right here. I got to recognize my friend Teresa Zepeda. She goes, why? Don't recognize me. Yes, I'm going to recognize you. Teresa, let me tell you how I met Teresa. I was getting ready to apply for the police academy, and Victor says, you need to start taking that agility test. You need to start working out. You need to start jumping that wall. You need to start jumping those hurdles. You need to start, I'm like, okay, fine. So they had a practice place downtown where we could go and practice the hurdle, the wall, everything. So I went, and who do I meet? I meet my friend Teresa, and we're both like, oh my God, we gotta jump that wall. How are we gonna do it? So anyway, boy, after weeks of practice, and you could only practice once a week, because by the time you tried jumping that wall one time and you hit that wall full force, your bones are aching for the rest of the week. So you can't try again until next week, right, Teresa? So we would only see each other once a week, but I think Teresa made it first, and then I made it after that, and we ended up being in the same class number 116. We started the academy in 1983. We graduated, 6 months later, 1984, and Teresa just recently retired with 30 years of service. A round of applause, yes, from the Houston Police Department. She was with HPD 30 years. Of course, I told you I retired after 21 years. But I just want to thank all of you for being here tonight. You know, campaigns, you know, they're a special little thing, you know, those campaigns. And unfortunately, they do require money. So I am just honored and humbled that you have come out to support me. Thank y'all very much. I can't tell you. Oh yes, that's right. We have another event besides the meet and greets. We have a Mardi Gras event that Marion McGurtza is hosting at her beautiful home in Idlewood. That is going to be on Saturday evening, the night before Super Bowl, which would be February the 6th. Coming up, if you are interested in attending that, it's going to be a lot of fun. They're going to have the mask with the feathers and the beads, and you know, it's going to be a very girly thing, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a nice party, so get with Miriam. Miriam, raise your hand. Let them know. Well, that whole table is hosting. Thank y'all very much. Thank you. I've just been told that Alma and Jo Gonzalez are here, the owners of El Jardín Restaurant and Mamacitas. Thank you, Alma and Jo. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Los quiero mucho. Estamos muy agradecidos. Gracias. Siempre nos han apoyado desde que Victor estaba con HPD y los queremos mucho. Thank you very much. Gracias. As you can see, Alma and Jo, everybody is having a wonderful time and they truly enjoyed the food. Thank y'all very much.